Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my Aston Martin driver career mode. And I believe this is part 17 for the Singapore Grand Prix around the Marina Bay Street Circuit, which is most definitely my second worst track on F1-22, very close to Monaco in terms of I'm shit at it. As, yeah, I have been practicing. I've definitely improved from where I was a few days ago. But for now, getting on to our first flying lap. Completely missed the apex there. You need to jump across the curve. Once again, we completely missed the apex again. This lap is really going in the bin straight away. Let's see if we can claw back some time through the rest of the sector for the first DRS straight that's actually activated on this lap. Can we get a bit of a time on the thing? Jump across the curb, half ourselves back onto the next curb, quickly brake for the next corner. Braking around that timing board screen. As Joe Guan sets the fast lap of a 1:38.2. We're probably aiming for around a 1:42 is what I can set in time trials. We almost hit the wall, almost have a day with destiny there. Lando Norris then improves to a 1:36.5, which means I'm probably going to qualify P20 again. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm shit around here. To be honest, qualifying anywhere but P20 would be a massive plus. But now coming towards the end of lap 1, as you can see, we're already on a 1:40. We set a 1:40.756. That's completely horrendous. As, yeah, that is definitely going to have to improve. We're going to go straight away, and you see we're already finding around 0.5 of a second on that lap, as it's just so quick to get to the next part. Will we be able to have enough fuel at the end? We had that problem in Monza. We went for 2 laps straight in a row and weren't able to have enough fuel to actually get those 2 laps together. So we have oh, that's gone very laggy. Sorry, guys. That's gone very laggy for the minute, but we're around a second up on our lap time. We need to find about 3 more of those seconds. So yeah, not the best. We're actually losing time through here. That's really not good, as we completely spin it. And yeah, that's just going to be a quick pop and return to the garages. We're now starting what is going to be our second full flying lap. See, that's the better line through that turn. Once again, similar to our second running lap, actually losing, well, actually just not gaining as much time through that corner. We're now only about 0.4 up. We're around 0.5 up this. We've managed to find a 10th on a lap on old tyres, and on new tyres managed to lose it. So yeah, it just shows how good I am around Singapore. But for now, gonna keep going. We're around 0.3 up. Yeah, we need a lot more. We need a lot more than that. We need about 4 seconds rather than 0.4. But anyway, I'm doing the best that I can. I just really don't like Singapore and Monaco, which means most likely they're not going to be on the calendar next season because they're just shit races. As for now, going over the bridge, hopefully we're going to be able to find some time somewhere, because this lap, oh well, our lap is absolutely abysmal. We are in the worst cars, so qualifying P20 might not actually be that bad. As we're coming to the end of the lap, we've managed to find around 0.6. It's not going to be enough, as we're 1.7 seconds off Yuki Tsunoda. Not as bad as we thought. Not as bad as we originally were, but we've obviously done we've done 2 laps. They've done 1 lap, so they got time to fight. So it's probably more like 2 seconds off, which is probably, yeah, it's not the best, but we're gonna have to try and find it whatever we do. Turn 1. Now we've got about 1.2 up as we go completely wide and immediately lose that time. We are going to gain some time on Exeter. Carlos Sainz now goes on to provisional pole, as qualifying is now complete. Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap times. We're now going to be finding some more time halfway around the lap. Can we maybe get P19 above Nicholas Latifi? I highly doubt it. We'd have to probably find a second and a half is probably what I'd be thinking. He's probably ahead of us. So we're going to find 1.2 seconds somewhere. But obviously we're probably not going to find that because it's Singapore. I just don't like it. It's like Monaco and Singapore. Like, I think I'm fast. I just don't know where I can gain the lap time from. Like, Monaco, I just don't get where I'm losing so much lap time. I know gas are not good, but hey, this is Singapore, not Monaco. Why am I talking about Monaco? Back to Singapore, around 4 tenths up on the lap, but we are going to lose some time back down to 3 tenths through the final few corners of the lap. 4 tenths up now as we go into the final 2 turns of the lap. Can we find any way up? I believe that is going to be P20 for the race tomorrow. Not ideal, but I'm sure we will be able to work with it. As just looking at the race here, looking at the conditions, that is most definitely a lightning bolt. That means a thunderstorm. In my full opinion, if it's going to be like that, this race should most definitely be red flagged, because that is completely ridiculous. As you can see, they're confirming we are the slowest car on the grid, with Mercedes managing to sneak their way up to the top of the performance chart. But let's get this race started.
Against the spectacular backdrop of the Singapore skyline, Formula One returns once again to do battle in what tends to become something of an endurance race, with the notorious sauna-like temperatures in the cockpit making for an extremely physically challenging race. We have a high risk of a safety car here today, I think, as the abundance of tight corners mixed with these wet conditions could put a few cars off and into the barriers. 23 turns then, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, make up the 3.1 mile lap of Marina Bay. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso and Perez, Albon, Magnussen, Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo, Gasly, Norris, Mick Schumacher and Russell, Vettel, Latifi, the engineer and Esteban Ocon, Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Should we kick off our conversation with George Russell? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a much more aggressive approach today to make up for that compromised start.
Okay guys, so as you can see, it is a full wet race with thunderstorm conditions. I've never seen that in the F1 game before. We're going to completely put the wings up as high as we can. As now getting onto the formation lap, as you can see, we're quite far behind. We had a few spins on the formation lap, but we're not going to line up for some reason. As we're going to go to 5 red lights, Lewis Hamilton on pole, and we go green in Singapore. This is really shit editing for me, but we're going to go around the outside. Oh, hopefully. No, we get hit by the Alphas. We're going to go completely off the track. So surprised we didn't get an illegal overtake there, but I guess we didn't really overtake anyone because Sebastian Vettel's still ahead of us. We're up into P16. It's completely torrential rain conditions. We can't see anything. Can we go up the inside of Nicholas Latifi, catch him napping? Or we have a massive moment on the exit as Latifi's going to get us back there. And I believe Ocon as well in the Alpine. I believe he had a grid penalty off the start. So we're going to get ahead. Bottas with some front wing damage, you can see there, as we completely just wall ride there. Go completely wide. Singapore's already a full downforce track. We can't really add much more for the rain conditions. And I was finding it understeery in the dry. So you can probably feel how much this wet race is paining me, as we're now into P18. Now onto the straight. We have another massive slide. We just can't get the power down without the car wanting to just completely fight us. Can we get back down the inside of Guan Yu Zhou? No, we cannot. It's only our teammate Sebastian Vettel who's behind us, and at this point I'm thinking I may as well just let him go, but we have a massive slide, massive tank slapper going around that corner there. I have no clue where we are. I can't see because of the wet, but Sebastian Vettel's ahead of us. Lando Norris actually pitted, so he's 20 seconds behind us, and it's lap 2. The next nearest car is 7 seconds up the road. This car just doesn't feel good. As soon as I touch the throttle, it starts trying to spin it round. This is really torrential rain conditions. You can see Lando Norris already made up about 2 seconds from when we checked in on the lap about 10 seconds ago. So yeah, this isn't going to go well for us, is it? Yeah, as you can see, Lando Norris completely just making up time and time and time on us. Sebastian Vettel in the Alfa Romeo is cruising away up ahead of us. We are setting our fastest lap times as we just cannot get the car turned in. We cannot get the power down. Carlos Sainz is setting 2-minute lap times. We're on 2 minutes 10s. We're 10 seconds slower than the fastest lap times. We get a warning for corner cutting, as I really don't think it's going to matter. Once again, sliding again. This car is so hard to drive in the wet. I hope I never have to drive in conditions like this again around Singapore of all places. This is literally what they were doing in real life, and they wouldn't start the race till it dried up a bit, as the VSC is deployed, and now the virtual safety car. Hopefully maybe an upgrade to a full safety car, as we almost go directly into the wall there. Our best lap time is still a 2-minute 9.396, and the front runners are lapping in the 1 minute. Yeah, we're not doing too well, as we almost go wide once again, as we almost completely spin out there. Still VSC on the track. I still believe, in my opinion, if it was a feature in the F1 game, that this game would just deploy the safety car just because it's so wet. Which, to be honest, I couldn't find any reason why the safety car was out, so I assume it's because it's too wet and they're bringing the safety car out. I believe this is the bit where it gets to the lightning thunderstorm, so which would be kind of worrying if there's lightning and thunderstorms around the track, because lightning gets attracted to metal, and Formula 1 cars are basically just metal with some carbon fiber bits attached. So that could be a bit worrying, as the safety car is in this lap. We have been passed by Norris at some point. I believe we had a little half spin and he just went past us. As you can see, we're just completely no confidence in the car. Completely just no idea of what we're doing. There's no grip. There's barely any turning. It's just like the worst experience that you could possibly have in a Formula 1 car. And it's at Singapore. So it's even harder. As we actually do manage to catch up to the pack. They were about 12 seconds ahead. They must have really slowed down as we get to this safety car restart under the bridge here. I believe we almost go into the back of Norris. We almost have a half spin. As you can see, as soon as he plants the power down, we just can't see anything but just a slight haze of his rear wing in the mist. But for now, completely can't see anything. He's already cleared off almost a second ahead as we go around completely wide. Can't see a thing, almost completely spin the car. And by the time we've managed to actually cross the line, they're 2.5 seconds ahead of us. It was 2 corners, and we just completely lost all that time. You can see no grip in the car, no confidence from us to get on the power. You can see we're literally just creeping the throttle up, and as soon as we get anywhere near like 30% throttle, the car just tries to spin out on us. It's just, there's no point running this race. As I believe the first time we actually try and use the overtake button in this race, it almost completely spins us out, and it's just really, this is the point of the race where you just come in and protect the engine. As you can see, almost we completely miss the turn, and yeah, we're going to see if it gets better. I don't think it's supposed to get dry. And to be honest, the only way we get back in this race is if we just pit onto a set of hards, just tiptoe our way around and hope it dries up enough. As we have a spin and we completely break our front wing across the bridge, back up, and then we damage our rear wing as we deploy the safety car. But at this point, we have a damaged rear wing on the car that didn't have much downforce anyway. And yeah, this just wasn't really the race that we needed. Aston Martin are right now last and second to last. Yeah, there's no point coming this race. We completely total the car. And yeah, not the race we could have wanted. As this time, unlike Monza, this is a walk of shame rather than a engine failure. We just weren't good enough in the wet.
So as they climb out of the car,
and it's another Red Bull victory, which, to be honest, I'm not surprised at anymore. And it's Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, that wins. Lewis Hamilton gets third place, and second, I believe, is Carlos Sainz. So 3 different constructors on the podium. No Charles Leclerc on the podium. He is main contender at this point for world champion. So that means Max Verstappen might be losing that #1 off his Red Bull for next season, but the season's not over yet, and Charles Leclerc is losing a bit of momentum at this point. So maybe we can see what happens later on, but you guys will have to tune in next time when we go to Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix at the Suzuka International Circuit. But for now, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. Trying to get to 500 by the end of 2023. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.